Good afternoon, my friends. Big day today. I am really excited because I'm finally getting my sign up list for the next book, the next Compass Comics book in the shared Nolan verse, The Ghosts of Matecumbe Key. Now, I know you guys have heard me talk about this many times, but now it's actually a live thing. It's going to be happening. I'm really stoked about this story, and I really can't wait to talk more about it and tell you some things. But the sign up list is actually live. I wanted to make sure that there was no glitches, so I kicked it off about a couple minutes ago. So I put the link inside the chat here, um, and I'll pop it in again for anybody so you can see it and click it and sign up. Now, what's the advantages of signing up for this thing? Well, I'm going to be doing two, not one, but two exclusive trading cards just for the backers who sign up and purchase on launch day. These cards will only be available to you guys that do that, and nobody else will be able to get them. So they'll be nice and collectible, if you will. I can show them to you here. Well, they're in the sign up page. Let's see, but I'll just throw it up here anyway. There we go. And I'll share the screen. Sure you will. Here we go. So I think what's really interesting about these exclusive trading cards is that these are the original sketches of the characters of our main protagonists, Misty Fahrenheit and Mike Meathead Rutowski. So these are the pencil drawings. They'll be printed, and then their stats and stuff will be on the back. And I'm thinking of actually adding like a gold stamp on it to add the exclusivity to it as well. I got to look into that, but either way, they'll be rare because only the people that sign up will be able to get them. It's interesting. This character, Misty Fahrenheit, was originally going to be Misty Bell, because I was going to connect her to another series of mine, the Ghosts, or not the Ghost, the Girls of Dimension 13. But there's a lot of ownership issues there because 50% of that property is owned by Aftershock, and another 25% is owned by Brett, the artist who did the book itself. So I didn't want to muddy up the waters there. So I was at the gym one day, and the Queen song comes on, "Don't Stop Me Now," and in it, I heard him refer to Mr. Fahrenheit. They call me Mr. Fahrenheit. And I thought, oh, Fahrenheit, that's a great name for a hot girl. So that's why I changed her name to Misty Fahrenheit. And now I love it. I think that it's just such a cool and appropriate name for this character. Hey, let me see who's here. Let's see. Passmaster Dan is here. Good to see you, pal. Hit that notify me button and get this in suggestions. Randy Howell says, sign me up. Oh, hey, this is good news. Andy Smith's first man is $400 away from 50K. Campaign closes tomorrow. Well, we can get that to 50K easy by tomorrow. There's been plenty of time to back that. So let's get on that. Let's get Andy to 50K. I know his next one, Choreograph, I think it's called, Barbarian. Barbarian style story is going to just kill it. I think it hits more. I think it's going to hit more people than traditional superhero stuff, particularly in the crowdfunding community. So sign up for Andy's other book too, because I know that one's going to be a huge hit. Angry Gamer is here. He says greetings. Revan Saber is here. He says hey. JP Roca, he asked the eternal question, what's good? Well, the Ghosts of Matecumbe Key is good. Nah, it's great. I'm not lying. It's really going to be great. He watched Key Largo in preparation for this launch. Isn't that cool? Interesting thing, Key Largo was not the name of a key until after that movie came out. Key Largo is actually the first key. It's one of the upper keys, and the first one that you would hit heading south from Miami. And it was part of that chain. There's Upper and Lower Matecumbe. In the center there is the main area, which is Isla Morada, and that's where the hurricane memorial is. And all that's going to be playing into this story. I must have a thing for storms and true life things, because I touched on the 77 blizzard in Buffalo for the Chinook, and now I'm touching on what was called the Labor Day. They didn't name hurricanes back then. The Labor Day hurricane of 1935, which, interesting enough, was the most powerful hurricane to ever hit the United States, ever. There's been greater death tolls. The hurricane that hit Galveston, I think that was in the 1960s, 50s or 60s, that killed over 1,000 people. And that was a category. Well, they didn't have the categories then, but it would have been a category 5. But it had sustained winds of like 150 miles an hour. Hurricane Andrew, which hit in the 90s and destroyed Homestead, Florida, was also a category 5, and it had sustained winds of 155 miles an hour. And that just wiped out all of Homestead. The 1935 hurricane that hit at Matecumbe Key had sustained winds of over 200 miles an hour. Now, to put that in perspective, that's the same power as a tornado, and yet it's more enclosed. It's bigger, and you've got a piece of land that's sitting in the middle of an ocean, an archipelago that is, at best 10 feet above sea level. So, needless to say, close to 500 people lost their lives in that one. Only because it wasn't that populated, but if something like that had hit somewhere else, it would have been, much more devastating. But anyway, that's the backdrop of our story. The story doesn't take place in 1935. The story takes place today in 2022. And it stars our characters, Misty and Mike, who are private investigators. So this story is interweaved. And as you know, I love cross-genre stuff. I love to mix things. I find stories like that very interesting. So yes, this is a ghost story. It's also a romance story. It's also an adventure story. And it's also a crime story. There's a crime lord involved in this, and nefarious, doing nefarious and bad things, which is sort of what goes on in Florida. There's a lot of graft in that state. And if you've ever read any of Elmore Leonard's books, Carl Hyacin, or John D. MacDonald, that's the vibe that this book is going to have. Interesting characters in an interesting locale, with a lot of really cool cross-genre stuff. So I'm really, really excited to tell this, because it's not an easy story to tell. So it's going to stretch my story and my storytelling and creative muscles, is what I was trying to say. But it's going to be amazing. I kid you not. So I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent there, and I was welcoming folks to the room. See, I'm excited. I can't wait to tell the story. Harumph says, woohoo. Bobby Halbert says, hi all. Ellie Munoz, whoop, I'm stoked too. Excellent. Sean Fear, let me see if I can get this right. Sean Fear Schneily says, hello, darlings. All right. The wonderful and beautiful Christina Lynn is here. Hello, Christina. Rob Younce is here. Hello, Rob. Semper Fi to that former Marine. The Beam Pad. Hail Nolan. Hail chat. What's up, people? Here, had to watch 2 YouTube commercials. Well, I hope it's worth the watch. What time is it? It's Morbin time. Morbin time. I'm not sure what that means, Mike. But I do like your Guinness glass there. Looks like a few sips have been taken. Or it was a bad pour. I hope a few sips were taken. Randy Howell is all signed up. Excellent. Postmaster Dan says, Elada? Okay, Rob Younce is signed up. Graham Nolan versus expanding like like his waistline. Oh, that doesn't seem fair, does it? Oh, that reminds me. I have to, where is it? Okay, let me stop sharing this for a sec. And go over here, because I meant to send out the emails to everybody that's on my email list. There we go. Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, so let's see where we're at. Let's see how many people we got signed up. Come on, let's see. All right, we got 26 people signed up already. That's not bad for a couple minutes. Beautiful. Once that email gets out to everybody too, that'll start getting her up. Yeah, we want to get over 1,000 people signed up right off the bat. 1,000's a magic number for any type of funding. 1,000 backers is the benchmark. So if you guys would, I would appreciate it if you would, share the link, tell your friends to share the link as well. And I mean, there's nothing, you're not committed to anything by signing up, but these things are a battle of attrition. If you get 1,000 people signed up, how many people actually go over on launch day and purchase the book? If everybody did that, it would be perfect. It would be great. We would fund it in a few hours. And that's completely possible. I mean, look what Eric July did. Who, by the way, is going to be on the Storytellers Wednesday. So you don't want to miss that. Stippling Vaughn here. He says, hail all. Pastmaster Dan says, hail chat. Leg Kick 1 is here. Excellent. Oz Legacy says, hail to all. The Normie Nerd. Good morning, Graham and chat. Good morning. Appreciate everybody getting in here and, early in the day. Here's a stranger. My brother. Congrats. I'll be bringing some of my own ghosts and monsters to celebrate. Excellent. I can't wait to see them. Fair and hot, referring to Misty Fahrenheit. Wesley D. Hell yeah, I'll be signing up first thing after work. Cheers, Graham and chat. Thank you, Wesley D. Much appreciated, my friend. Chris Thacker says, hail, Graham. Hail to you, Chris. Ellie Munoz says, Misty Fahrenheit sounds like a Bond girl, doesn't it? And I got it first. You thought all the cool ones were taken. Holly Goodhead, Pussy Galore, and Misty Fahrenheit. Randy Howe says, I'm sure Freddie Mercury was thinking of a hot guy when he wrote that lyric. Not sure he wrote that. I don't know if Freddie wrote any of those songs. I always thought it was Brian May. Chris Thacker can't wait for Two-Fisted Manly Tales. Well, here's the thing about Two-Fisted Manly Tales. We are just waiting on the printer to ship those books to us. Everything is done. Julie's over at the fulfillment center right now, packing up some website sales, and we just ordered a whole bunch of long boxes. She's putting those together. Everything is ready to go. So when those books ship and get to us, we will be ready to hit the ground running. So that's the good news. And yeah, I'm glad that we did this and got things all set up. So it's again, it's out of our hands right now, but know this, that the book will begin shipping as soon as we get it. We got all our materials and everything ready to go. Going to be your biggest book so far. I agree. I was just saying to Julie last night, H is for Heretic, that I think this is going to be the biggest book. One, because it touches on a thing that comics gators and crowdfunders really like, and that is horror. It's a very popular genre, and it also has something that none of my other books had, and that is a sexy protagonist, which is also, let's face it, another good seller. So I'm thinking as a result of that, those two things, that this is going to be a big book, and I'm glad all you guys are coming in for the ride because, as I said before, I'm all excited to tell this story. Randy says Andy is getting signups like crazy for Core Draft. Excellent. Well, he deserves it. Andy's such a good guy, and he works really hard, and we all want him to have a huge success with that book. Christina says, "Yeah, Fahrenheit is a cool name, and now that song is stuck in my head." You're welcome. Raven Saber has signed up. Randy says the 1935 hurricane turned a sandy peninsula into Toronto Island. Toronto Island, what's that? Stippling says the Galveston light lived up to the mythos, how lighthouses save lives. The town fled to and found refuge there. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can decipher that. The Galveston Lighthouse maybe lived up to the myth of how lighthouses save lives. The town fled and found refuge there. Okay, there we go. Hyper Kaiju says, consider you signed up. All right. I hope that means you did sign up. I know it did. Hyper Kaiju is a great fan. Jared Mitchell says, always a good day for new Compass comics. Thank you, Jared. I like the sound of it. It kind of gives me the same feeling as The Fog in a way. The Fog is a great movie. I've always loved that film. And I'm sure there's a certain amount of inspiration from that. Ghosts returning. There's a mystery to it. Again, there's a mystery in my story too. So yeah, definitely. I think you nailed it. Rob says, love those images. Can't wait. I did some ghost sketching last night when I was sitting around. And I'm starting to do some character sketches as well for, there's these two muscles, crime that work for the crime boss, whose name is Vincent Mantee, known as the Manatee, and his muscle is Benny and Snoop, and those two guys, I'm working on designs for them right now, and I'll share those once we get the actual campaign launched, you know. But that's what I have to do now. I mean, this is just a sign-up sheet. I have a lot of work to do for assets to get going so that the campaign can actually go live. You know, I want to have a cover done, character designs, and as much that I can actually share to entice people to come on board. So lots to do ahead while we're waiting for the Two-Fisted Manly Tales books to arrive. But that's going to be Julie's job, you know, is fulfillment, which is going to allow me to focus on the Ghosts storyline and getting that going. The Angry Gamer, the wife and I watched Key Largo the other night as well, and they mentioned Matecumbe Key. Yeah, in fact, the character Mr. Temple mentions the hurricane too. of, when he's telling Johnny Rocco that, they were finding bodies in the mangrove swamps. That's the first time I ever heard of it, was watching Key Largo, and it stuck with me all these years, that I was able to turn it into a really cool story, because I did I read up on it. Uh, there's a great book called The Last Train to Paradise about Flagler, um, and building the train that connected, which really brought, uh, more than tourists, brought people to live into Florida. The train that went from, all the way through down to Key West, and it's a part of the story of the hurricane as well. Chris Thacker just signed up. Awesome. Yeah, let's take a look here. See how many people we got signed up so far. Let's see here. What were we at? We're at like 26 before, something like that. Oh, wow. We're at 64 people have signed up so far. Beautiful. Rob Yount says, everyone mash that like button as well. Simple click for us helps me. Yes, it does. And it's much appreciated. I always forget to mention that. But I'm glad my pals like Rob, and Past Master and all these other guys that remind everybody to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost a thing, but it does help monetize the channel. General Piggy is here. Salutations, my friend. Anti-Entity just jumped in. What's happening? Well, we're talking about the Ghosts of Matecumbe Key. And if you have an anti, go sign up. Hit that link, which is right here. I just put it into the chat again, in case anybody missed it. Ellie Munoz says he just found out Kevin Smith is going to be making his own comics now under Secret Stash Press. Pretty sure it's going to be awful art and woke stories and never come out on time. I wish I had Billy's bell. Ding, ding, ding on all of those things, I think. Graham, your office looks so tidy. Well, the fulfillment queen, Julia, got a hold of my office and cleaned it up. It is actually more tidy, I have to say, since I started working digitally. I don't have reams of paper and books all over the floor, of reference and stuff like that. Over here, in that direction, is actually the studio area where my table is, my drawing table and television, uh, stuff like that. This is sort of like the computer section. You can see the uh, flat file folder there, which I opened up in one of my other streams, showed some artwork. Yeah, it's a good size studio down here in the basement. And it's clean because of the boss. Missed who's doing the art on the new book? Me, of course. I do all the art on my Nolan verse books. The only exception was it was the Giant Size Two-Fisted Manly Tales, which was a collection of different artists and writers. So this book goes back to the original Nolan verse storylines that all interconnect. I did write a story for Two-Fisted Manly Tales that does connect with the Nolan verse because it introduces the aliens from Alien Alamo. It gives them a name, and tells a little bit more background of what they are and what they do and where they came from. So I sneakily made Two-Fisted Manly Tales part of the Nolan verse. I'm sure he's heard about the success of the Rippaverse and thinks he can do better. LOL. Speaking of Kevin Smith, Michael Reisner signed up. Thank you. Nubenitas signed up. Can't wait for Two-Fisted Manly Tales as well as that brass knuckle trophy. Well, if you missed out earlier, I had mentioned that all that stuff is ready to go. The only thing we're waiting on now is the books to arrive. But we're ready to jump in running. Are you considering a supplemental for this campaign? Maybe the characters' lives in pro wrestling and MMA, a prologue story, stretch goals, add pages and stories to it. Um, yes and no. Some of the MMA stuff will be brought in into the main story, and there is a stretch goal. I'm not sure I would call it a prologue yet that I'm considering putting in here because the ending for this is going to blow your minds. It's going to open up the doors to tons of other things. So the ending of this book. Um, uh, no one, keep your mouth shut. Uh, it's going to be really neat. I'll just say that, and so we'll just see how that works out as the campaign goes on. How about that? Clint Eastwood, big fan of your movies, Clint. Great job, Graham. Love your work. Good vibes. Yeah, buddy. Adam Miller just signed up. I've been looking forward to this ever since hearing about it. Thank you, Adam. Much appreciated. Past Master Dan Graham, Noir Nolan. I've been called worse. Will I sell original layout pages and the script? No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to do layouts like I did for Alien Alamo. I'm going to do them. I'm going to do the digital layouts like I did for the Chinook. Um, it was a lot of extra work to transfer those layouts, to scan them and bring them into my Procreate to complete the finished pages. So I'll probably do this traditionally. Some of the character designs, like the Misty and Meathead characters, those were done actually right on board. So there's a possibility I might put those up. And here's one. Still says Misty Bell. Before I change my mind. Wise Guys Entertainment is here. He says, "Hail, Graham." Yeah, hail, Wise Guys. The Beam Pad, he didn't smash the like button. He crushed it. Well, you must be getting a Two-Fisted Manly Tail book with that kind of attitude. I love it. Hey, Joe Bernardo is here. Hello. Aloha, Big Graham. I signed up. I knew you would. Thank you, sir. Chad Townsend is here. Hello, hello. Ellie Munez says, do you use a drafting table or just a regular table? I have a drafting table, but I also have this board that the iPad sits into. I think it's called iPad, not iPad Desk. I forget what it's called. I found it online and started telling people, like, Dan Fraga's got one now. It sits right up there, and you can sit it at different angles, and it's great. It gives you a lot of surface area, and it's like you can sit up like this and draw instead of being hunched over. Randy says, if you have enough Canadian backers, you may want to drive across the border to drop it off at a post office in Niagara Falls or Fort Erie. There are shipping services that will do it for you. Well, that's a really good idea, Randy. Because I'm right by the border. I live just outside of Buffalo. Stippling says Kevin Smith published his own book, so thank God. We're all running out of material to talk about. Past Master Dan, tour of Graham's studio, when? It's archived on my YouTube page, Dan. So I'm sure just go to the page and scroll down, you'll find it. Anti-Entity just signed. Excellent. You've done what, 4 books in the last year? It seems like it, but this will actually be 3. This will be the 3rd book that we'll have fulfilled within this year. Technically, Alien Alamo started in December. It finished in February, somewhere like that. Then Two-Fisted Manly Tales was done this year, and that will fulfill in September. And then there'll be this book, which won't be fulfilled this year, obviously, but it started this year. So I guess technically it's two books that'll be fulfilling in this one calendar year. Raven Saber, Two-Fisted Manatee is going to be available on your website after fulfillment. I'm a bad fan. I didn't get it during the campaign. Yes, it will be. It will be on the Compass Comics site after it's fulfilled to everybody, all the backers first. Um, I overprinted, so I had extra copies so that I could sell it later. But of course, it's going to be more expensive um, than it was for my backers. So lesson learned, Raven Saber. So sign up and get on board this one early. You get all the goodies too with that. You don't get the stretch goal stuff when you buy it off the website. Brian Rubenacker says, will you have your other books available on this campaign? Yes, once I check inventory when Two-Fisted Manatales is done and see what I have left of the Chinook and Alien Alamo, I will probably put them up if I have enough. Will there be variant covers? Yes. Yes, there will. I haven't locked down who's doing them yet. I have a fair idea of a couple, but I can't announce them yet since we haven't locked that down yet. Oh, it's a Kevin Smith talk here. Hey, Len3, hello from Orchard Park. Just signed up for this book. Sounds great. Thank you, Len3. Much appreciated, sir. Are you Len from the gym, Len? Is that your avatar? Let me know. Fraud79, who's a Met fan, obviously. There's Mr. Met. Signed up, but I'll be damned if Indiegogo sends me unrelated periodic updates. Does that mean they do or they don't? Well, here's the thing: is once I get everybody's email address, then you go into the Compass Comics email address list. So, like, I just sent out a note to everybody that's on that list. There's over 3,000 people on there now that we're going live and to get people to sign up and all that kind of stuff. So you will be on that list. So you'll be getting emails from Compass Comics about updates and stuff too. Hey, Dennis Shoemate. Thank you, sir. So fired up about this one, pal. Great stuff. And you draw a good looking lady in that promo. Yeah. Thank you. The email I received did not have a sign up link. Oh, crap. You know what? I put that email together before I went live. Damn it. That was my bad. I will send out another one, a follow-up with the link. Sheesh. What a nut. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now. We can do that very easily. We'll just reuse. Here we go. Got the link. Last email. What a knucklehead. I can't believe I did that. Okay, let's link that up. Link. Paste. Apply. There's a couple things I forgot to do. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. I'll resend that. Sorry about this, guys. On the title subject line, I'll put sign up list is now live. And here's the link. There we go. Appreciate you guys letting me know that. That was pretty stupid. Oh, Len 3, it's not that Len. Okay. And we have another Len in Orchard Park. Marcus Kellebrew is here. Hello, Marcus. Maybe there should be a Graham Nolan tutorial about how to crowdfund a comic quickly with high quality and on time. It's not that hard, folks. It's dedication, commitment, and honesty. Really. Commit to doing it, work hard, get the job done, and be honest with your backers about when they're going to get their stuff, and be honest with yourself about what your turnaround time is. You have to know yourself. Just joking around, they have the option to sign up for a newsletter. Will you be selling Hawaiian shirts with this campaign? Buttons are optional. I'm going to look into it, to be honest with you. I'm going to look into, creating patterns for that and see what kind of costs there is. Obviously, it's a lot more expensive to do that than traditional T-shirts with logos and stuff like that. So I don't know what those costs would be, but I'm definitely going to look into it because this would be the perfect this would be the perfect campaign to do that for. Yeah, hey Dennis, I just sent out another email and the link is in there. And the link is here too. I'm pasting it again. I'm popping it in every few minutes into the chat. So if you scroll through the chat, you'll see the link there. Yeah. All right. Ellie Munoz says he'd buy a Hawaiian Matecumbe Key t-shirt or shirt rather. I will give you credit for inspiring me to create my new iPad invention for artists. Excellent. That's good to hear. Bob Singleton says, you turned it into the treasure hunt, Graham. LOL. Yes, it is now the treasure hunt of Matecumbe Key. If you can find the link, maybe if you just find the link, you get the cards. Oh, Lord. All right, Dennis got the link now. Okay, good. Fraud 79, digging the cleanliness and organization of the office for some reason. Just additional reassurance Graham runs a tight ship campaign. Well, I am trying. The office, as we all know, the cleanliness is not me. It's Julie's purview, and she makes this place look really great. As I said, you should have seen when I worked traditionally and I had papers all over and books all over the floor. She'd walk down, her head would explode. She'd be like, oh my God, how do you find anything? I'm like, well, I know where everything is. Under this book here is this, and over here, But then you have to spend 2 days cleaning up your studio when you're done with a project. And that's what it was like when I was working in mainstream comics. I'd finish a monthly book, and then I'd spend the next couple of days cleaning it up and getting ready for the next one. All right, so let's see. Regardless of the fact that nobody had the link from all those emails, let's see what happens now. So we had 64 last time. Now we're up to 127. Okay, excellent. Not bad in 40 minutes, considering that 3,000 people didn't have a link. Oh, Lord. Oh, well, you, you make lemonade out of lemons. And I was able to get it out with your help. I much appreciate you guys letting me know that um, that didn't have that in there. Here's what it was like this morning as I was getting ready for the show. Uh, I go to the Indiegogo page and I notice that the launch isn't highlighted. So I'm like, well, why isn't that? So I refreshed the page, still no launch. I went back, hit edited, did preview, all that kind of stuff. Still wouldn't allow me to launch. I'm like, what the heck is this? Um, but there's a second thing about the discussion page, which they didn't used to have. And so I had to fill out the discussion page stuff. And once I did that, then it allowed me to go launch. So, and at the same time, I was writing out the email newsletter, and I didn't want to send that out before I had launched it. So, in other words, it was a big cluster. You know what? Taskmaster Dan, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if Graham opened that storage door, we would have a better grasp of his housekeeping skills. Aha! No, because that is not. That door is just a door into a sump pump. That's all that's in there. Is the hole for the sump pump. So, ha! Wrong. Uh, Beard Games, Beard Gastmatron. Since your studio is in the basement, do you have a Polish living room? Since you reside in Western New York now. Go Bills. Yeah, go Bills. No, I do not have a Polish living room down here. In fact, I don't have much Bill stuff here. This is all, comic and art related. We bring out the Bills gear when the season starts, which is pretty darn soon. The Bills look pretty good the other day. My old company sent out an email blast to 23,000 clients one Monday morning, and instead of the correct acronym for the new software offering MLIF, the marketing department sent it out spelled MILF instead of MLIF. And that's just say it was a very long day apologizing. Well, I don't know. You probably sold a lot of MILF software that day, I bet. That's hysterical. Randy wants to know when is Eric July going to be on the Storytellers? Wednesday. This Wednesday at 7 o'clock, our usual time. Eric will be on. Looking forward to chatting with him and hearing about his Rippaverse and how he was able to navigate these crowdfunding waters so successfully, more successful than anybody. So maybe we'll find out some secrets that Compass Comics can use as well. Okay, my friends, I think we got everything just about covered here. I do really appreciate you guys coming out this morning in the middle of your morning to listen to my pitch for the Ghosts of Matecumbe Key and the launch of the sign up sheet. If you haven't done so, please sign up so you have the opportunity to get those really cool collectible exclusive trading cards that only people that have signed up for the pre-launch can get when they purchase the book. So my friends, I'll probably see you tonight on the Kings if you watch that show, and I'm sure we'll be talking about the sign up sheet there as well. And until then, hopefully we'll see you Wednesday for Eric July's interview. I hope you guys have a great week. And once again, you guys are the best. And thanks again for tuning in. And we'll catch you on the flip side when I have more stuff to show you.